Have you ever picked music for a project? It was just absolutely awful.
Well, we have, and we're going to talk about it after this.
Have you ever made an important video for a client? Got it all edited, watched it back, and you're like, man, this freaking sucks.
Well, we shot a video for a client more recently, which I'll post right here somewhere. But anyways, I finished editing, sent it to Curtis. We reviewed it. Curtis comes back and he literally told me, Jimmy, that sucked. So we ended up just sitting there and asking ourselves, why?
So why does certain music suck? I think that you gotta ask yourself that is there's gotta be a reason of why not every song can work for every single thing that you do. I believe there's actually 3 reasons why you have to pick the right song for your next project. So the first thing is branding. We're going to label it branding. Basically, who's your client? What do they do? Who's their audience? The thing is that tremendously dictates the song that you pick for the video. Now, you're not going to want to pick maybe a death metal, heavy metal song for a wedding unless a client asks for that. Or you're not going to want to pick a folk song for maybe a factory or a industrial video. Everything that the client wants or their brand is representing them as a company. You want to pick a song that represents them. For instance, if you watch a film production company, maybe let's say like Paramount or something like that, they have their own like kind of like jingle / music that goes behind it. The thing is what they determine for their music is representing their brand, their company is the first thing that people see. On certain things, you remember that. And so it's going to stick with that company. So if you make a video for someone, you're trying to sell a product or a service or something, it has to represent them. So if you go with the opposite of what they want, they're not going to like it. It's going to suck.
So tip number 2 is going to be pacing. Why does pacing matter? Well, for starters, when I bring it into to DaVinci, Premiere, wherever you edit on, we edit on DaVinci. When I bring it into DaVinci, the first thing I do is I find a song. Why? Because pacing matters. Pacing is what you're going to edit to. If you don't have any music to edit to, then you're just going to be putting together a bunch of footage, and sometimes that just doesn't work. Because then you'll bring in your song afterwards and you'll realize, wow, my edit does not fit that song at all, and it just feels off. It's just like Kurt talked with his topic. It matters what type of video you're going to shoot for your music, because pacing will also add into that. You don't want to pick a song that does not feel the right pace for the type of video you're picking. If you're shooting a sports video, you're going to want something a little more high tempo, because when you're watching sports, it's very action packed. When you're watching an action movie, it's very action packed, very fast paced. Edits are quick, cuts are quick. If you're shooting a melancholy drama about a librarian out west, you're probably going to want something a little more melancholy, slow paced, because you want it to have more of a dramatic feel to it. And you're going to edit to that pace. Another reason why pacing is huge is because most people will tell you, edit to the beat. Now, you don't always want to edit to the beat because you don't want to become too predictable at a certain point. Which means basically, instead of editing to every single beat, and all of a sudden you just got this quick bop, 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 keep a shot for an extra beat or two. Hold one out. Like, just confuse them. Throw a little confusion in there every once in a while. But yes, pacing is makes a huge impact on your video.
Tip number 3. Right? 3? Yep, 3. 3, okay. Tip number 3. Pick a song that you like. Now, I know everybody has a different musical taste, but in a world that most people can tell what good music is, if you don't like the song, chances are someone else is not going to like that song. If you have to, grab your friend, grab your mom, grab your brother, grab your sister, grab your dad, whatever. Ask them what they think of the song. If people don't like the song, generically, most people won't like that song. Also, that doesn't mean though that you just find a song that goes completely different than your brand. The thing is that with most music is that generically, if you go to these subscription-based websites and you pay for a subscription, whether that be Music Bed, Epidemic Sound, or something like that, you will find songs that will fit into something that you kind of like and that fits what you're trying to do. But you want to like the song. The song has to be enjoyable to the ear. It can't be all over the place. It cannot be completely dry and boring. Depending on what product that you're shooting for, or what service or what company you're shooting for, you're going to want them to be somewhat excited about what they're listening to. Now the thing is that, but maybe it's slower, maybe it's a lower tempo or something like that. Well, there's still music out there, more cinematic or even strings oriented or whatever type of music. That's still good music. So enjoy the song that you're putting on your video, because if you don't like it, other people won't like it.
So, how do you not destroy your own content with music? 1. Branding. Who or what are you shooting for? 2. Pacing. Editing to the beat. And then 3. If you don't like it, they're not going to like it. Again, thank you for sticking with us through this video. If you can, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you can, just give us a subscribe. And we'll be releasing more content like this for you guys in the future.